I recently put up a kind of a review of the Scarlet Hour, which was the initial vehicle of actress Carol Ohmart, who made a pretty big splash I'm in a bathtub, in the 1950s and 1960s, but is kind of forgotten about these days. Although she's sometimes remembered by some people because she starred in a couple of cult films. One of them was The House on Haunted Hill with Vincent Price, and the other one was Spider Baby, or The Maddest Story Ever Told. Okay, and she was at one point Miss Utah, and she went into the Miss America pageant and placed number 4. And the thing about Carol Ohmart was she was one of the many, many, many women who was put forward as a possible answer to Marilyn Monroe. And of course, there was no answer to Marilyn Monroe. Nobody could do Marilyn Monroe except for Marilyn Monroe. The imitators always came up short. And Carol Ohmart never could do a very good imitation of Marilyn Monroe because she never had an aspect of vulnerability. Even though she'd had quite a few troubles in her life, both financially and in health, and she appears to have been a rather spiritually oriented sort of person and very, psychologically oriented person. She had trouble, with vulnerability. That might have been partially just because of her voice. She had a low-pitched sort of voice, kind of what in women is sometimes associated with a smoker's voice. I don't know if she smoked or not, but, it kind of came across as, worldly wise. It didn't have that childlike vulnerability of Marilyn Monroe. But she was a good actress. And she was in Born Reckless, the movies I mentioned, and several other movies and several television shows. And she did acquit herself quite admirably. She was a good actress. She had quite a bit of stage presence. And she had a beauty that was not a cookie cutter sort of beauty. Not just another pretty face sort of beauty. It was a little bit eccentric, which is something of a good thing when, you're in Hollywood and so many people look like so many other people. And so I do want to say something on behalf of Carol Ohmart. She was a very, very beautiful woman. And she always had a very strongly creative streak. She took to painting and gardening when she left Hollywood, when she left the movies. And she also did a lot of work in philosophical or spiritual areas. She did a lot of studying of metaphysics. So she had a very deep, thoughtful side to her. I tried to send her a fan letter, and because I found an address for a Carol Ohmart, but it wasn't the right Carol Ohmart. Got a letter from the husband who said that his Carol was also a very attractive lady, but not the actress Carol Ohmart, and that they often got letters from people making the mistake. But anyway, I also know a man who was a member of a club called, it was like in the 1960s or 50s, called the Ohmartians, which was her fan club. And kind of an appropriate, an appropriate term. Okay, bye.